the Ural Mountains, a desolate expanse of frozen wilderness. In this unforgiving landscape, a chilling tale unfolded in February 1959. 9 experienced hikers ventured into the depths of these mountains. Their goal to conquer the unforgiving slopes of Otorten Mountain. They were young, full of life, and prepared for the challenge. But fate had a different plan. Their adventure would soon transform into a fight for survival. What began as a thrilling expedition would become one of the 20th century's most enduring mysteries. The hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, were a close-knit group. Students and engineers, they shared a passion for exploration. Their journey was meticulously planned. Supplies were carefully chosen. They were no strangers to the challenges of the wilderness. But as they ventured deeper into the mountains, a sense of foreboding descended upon their expedition. The weather turned treacherous, testing their resolve. And then, on the night of February 2nd, all communication with the outside world ceased. Days turned into weeks, and the silence from the hikers grew more ominous. A search party was assembled. Hope dwindled with each passing hour. The rescuers knew the unforgiving nature of the Ural Mountains. They braced themselves for the worst. What they would find at the hikers' final campsite would shock the world. A scene of inexplicable chaos awaited. The tent ripped apart from the inside, footprints in the snow leading away from the safety of the campsite, and then the bodies. The discovery of the hikers' bodies sent shockwaves through the Soviet Union and beyond. The scene was one of unimaginable horror. Some hikers were found barefoot, scantily clad, as if they had fled their tent in a blind panic. Others bore strange injuries, internal damage, but no corresponding external wounds. The official explanation, a compelling natural force. But what force of nature could inflict such bizarre and deadly wounds? Theories abound, each more unsettling than the last. Was it a sudden avalanche that caught the hikers off guard? Did they stumble upon a restricted military testing ground and become accidental casualties? Some whisper of a chilling possibility. Could it have been something not of this world? Theories range from the plausible to the paranormal. Infrasound, a low-frequency sound wave known to induce feelings of terror, has been suggested. Others point to the strange lights reported in the sky around the time of the incident, fueling speculation of UFO encounters. The Dyatlov Pass Incident has captivated investigators, researchers, and armchair detectives for decades. Books have been written, documentaries have been filmed, but the truth remains elusive. The hikers' final moments are shrouded in mystery. The chilling details of the case continue to haunt our collective imagination. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is a stark reminder of the power of the unknown. It is a tale of adventure turned to tragedy, of lives cut short by a force beyond our comprehension. The desolate landscape of the Ural Mountains holds the secrets of that fateful night. The answers, it seems, are lost to the elements, buried beneath layers of snow and ice. But the human desire for answers persists. We seek to understand, to rationalize, to find meaning in the face of the inexplicable. The Dyatlov Pass Incident challenges our perceptions of the world. It forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge, and in the face of such profound mystery, we are left with more questions than answers. Join us as we delve into the heart of this chilling mystery. We'll examine the evidence, explore the theories, and attempt to piece together the events that led to the hikers' tragic demise. Prepare to be captivated, intrigued, and perhaps even a little terrified. For the story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident is a journey into the very heart of the unknown. The year was 1959. The Cold War cast a long shadow, but in the hearts of adventurers a different fire burned. The thirst for exploration. Igor Dyatlov, a young radio engineering student, embodied this spirit. He meticulously planned an expedition into the Ural Mountains, aiming to summit Otorten Mountain. His teammate, fellow hikers, each chosen for their skills and love for the wilderness. Their journey began with the excitement of a train ride, carrying them towards the remote wilderness. They documented their adventure through journals and cameras, capturing the camaraderie and scenery. As they ventured deeper, the landscape transformed into a pristine, frozen world. The hikers, experienced in navigating challenging terrain, pressed onward. Little did they know the wilderness held a dark secret, a mystery that would etch their names in history. The harsh conditions of the Ural Mountains tested human endurance and camaraderie. A deep sense of trust and reliance developed within the group. Dyatlov, a natural leader, inspired his companions with his determination and planning. Evenings were spent huddled inside their tent, a haven of warmth and companionship. Sharing stories and laughter, they found solace in each other's company. Each new challenge strengthened their bond. They celebrated their victories with a shared sense of accomplishment. Their unity became their strength, a vital lifeline in the wilderness. The hikers pressed on, their spirits high despite the challenging conditions. The weather, however, had other plans. What began as a light snowfall quickly escalated into a raging blizzard, engulfing the mountains in a blinding whiteout. The wind howled, whipping the snow into a frenzy that obscured all visibility. Navigation became near impossible. Dyatlov, ever the pragmatic leader, made the difficult decision to alter their course, choosing a route away from the exposed ridgeline. As darkness descended, the storm showed no signs of abating. Exhausted, they set up camp on the slopes of katabatic. Unbeknownst to them, they had stumbled upon a place whispered to be cursed. The decision to camp there would prove fateful. Inside the cramped tent on katabatic, a strange peace settled over the hikers. Exhausted from battling the blizzard, they huddled together, radiating fragile warmth. The storm raged outside, the wind's howl a distant echo muffled by the tent. The silence was more unnerving than the storm's fury. It hummed with unseen energy, pressing against their eardrums, amplifying their heartbeats. Dyatlov, ever the leader, tried to maintain normalcy. He checked supplies, rationed food, and offered words of encouragement. The hikers couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The silence was too profound, broken only by the occasional creak of the snow. It was as if the mountain itself was holding its breath, watching, waiting. As the hours crawled by, the silence began to play tricks on their minds. Shadows danced on the tent walls, cast by the flickering lantern. The wind, though distant, seemed to whisper their names, weaving tales of fear. The hikers, bundled in their sleeping bags, found it difficult to ignore the growing unease. One by one, they drifted off to sleep, troubled by strange dreams and a lingering sense of dread. Unbeknownst to them, the true terror was not in their dreams, but in the waking world, in the heart of the silent, frozen night. A sudden sound shattered the silence, jolting the hikers awake. It was a sharp, tearing sound like canvas ripping under immense pressure. Before anyone could react, the tent wall was torn open, a gaping maw that revealed the swirling snow and the inky blackness of the night. Fear, raw and primal, surged through the hikers as they scrambled back from the breach, their eyes wide with terror. The wind, as if lying in wait, roared through the opening, extinguishing their lantern and plunging them into darkness. Shouts and cries filled the air, their words lost in the wind's howl. The hikers, disoriented and terrified, struggled to free themselves from their sleeping bags, their limbs tangled in the confines of their small tent. The temperature, already below freezing, plummeted further as the icy wind whipped through their shelter, chilling them to the bone. Panic surged, fueled by the darkness, the unknown, and the chilling realization that something was terribly wrong. Dyatlov, his voice barely audible above the roar, urged his companions to remain calm. He fumbled for his flashlight, his fingers numb with cold, but the beam, when he finally found it, was swallowed by the swirling snow. The hikers, their breath coming in ragged gasps, huddled together, their bodies shaking uncontrollably. They could hear the wind howling outside, but there was another sound, a low, guttural growl that seemed to emanate from the very heart of the mountain. The terror was amplified by their isolation. They were miles from civilization, their radio useless in the storm. They were trapped at the mercy of a force they couldn't understand, a force that seemed to emanate from the very depths of the mountain itself. Driven by a primal instinct to escape the terror that had engulfed their campsite, the hikers stumbled out of the ruined tent and into the teeth of the blizzard. They were ill-prepared for the elements, their bodies clad only in whatever they had been wearing when the panic struck. Some lacked shoes, their bare feet sinking into the freezing snow. Others clutched at whatever meager belongings they had managed to grab in their haste. The wind lashed at their faces, blinding them with snow. Visibility was non-existent, the world reduced to a swirling vortex of white and grey. They stumbled blindly down the mountainside, their path dictated by instinct rather than reason. The sound of their own ragged breathing was drowned out by the wind's roar, a symphony of chaos that echoed across the desolate slopes of Kolatsiakl. As they descended, the terrain became increasingly treacherous. Hidden gullies and icy patches sent them sprawling, their cries of pain lost in the wind. The cold, relentless and unforgiving seeped into their bones, sapping their strength with every passing moment. Still they pressed on, driven by the desperate hope of finding shelter, of escaping the unseen terror that pursued them. Their flight was a blur of pain, confusion and terror. They lost all sense of time and direction, their only focus on putting as much distance as possible between themselves and the campsite, the source of their unimaginable fear. But the mountain, it seemed, had other plans. It toyed with them, herding them deeper into its icy embrace, towards a fate far more terrifying than anything they could have imagined. Days turned into weeks, the silence from the missing hikers amplifying the growing fear. Search parties, comprised of experienced mountaineers and volunteers, ventured into the heart of the Ural Mountains. They battled treacherous conditions, their progress hindered by relentless snowstorms and plummeting temperatures. Then, on February 26th, a glimmer of hope emerged. A search pilot spotted the hikers' tent, partially buried in snow. The tent was ripped open from the inside, footprints leading away, disappearing into the deep snow. The abandoned tent, its interior in disarray, sent a chill down the spines of even the most seasoned rescuers. The first bodies were found a kilometer from the tent, near the remains of a makeshift fire. Lyudmila Dubinina and Semyon Zolotaryov were found in a ravine, their bodies bearing severe internal injuries, yet their clothing showed no signs of external trauma. The discovery of the hikers' bodies, their injuries a chilling testament to the brutality of their final moments, sent shockwaves through the Soviet Union. Theories, ranging from the plausible to the paranormal, abounded. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, shrouded in mystery and unanswered questions, became a chilling reminder of the power of the unknown. The desolate landscape of the Ural Mountains lent itself to the theory of an avalanche as the culprit behind the hikers' demise. The force of an avalanche is undeniable, capable of crushing bones and burying even the most experienced mountaineers under tons of snow. However, doubts lingered. No evidence of a significant snowslide in the area, and the hikers' injuries presented a puzzle that the avalanche theory couldn't fully solve. The Cold War cast a long shadow over the Dyatlov Pass incident, shrouding it in a veil of secrecy and suspicion. The theory gained traction due to the strange lights reported in the sky around the time of the incident. Despite the intrigue surrounding the military testing theory, no concrete evidence of military activity in the area at the time of the incident has ever been uncovered. With each plausible explanation debunked, the Dyatlov Pass incident seemed to slip further into the realm of the unexplained. Local folklore whispered of ancient curses and malevolent spirits that haunted the region. The possibility of extraterrestrial involvement, however remote, also found its way into the swirling vortex of speculation. The Dyatlov Pass incident stands as a stark reminder of the mysteries that endure in our world. Despite decades of investigation, countless theories, and relentless speculation, the truth of what transpired on that desolate mountainside remains elusive. The Dyatlov Pass incident challenges us to confront the limits of our knowledge, to accept that there are forces in this world, and perhaps beyond, that we may never fully comprehend. Despite the lack of definitive answers, the Dyatlov Pass Incident continues to captivate the imagination, inspiring countless books, documentaries, films, and works of art. The hikers, frozen in time, have become symbols of adventure and tragedy, their story a cautionary tale of the power of nature and the fragility of human life. The Dyatlov Pass Incident beckons us to explore the boundaries of our understanding, to embrace the unknown, and to never stop seeking answers, even when the truth seems lost in a blizzard of speculation and the chilling silence of the mountains.